Welcome back to another exciting video of Top Movie Recap. Today's review is about a 1994 American crime neo-noir film called Pulp Fiction. The film opens as a British couple, Pumpkin and Honey Bunny, are eating breakfast at a diner as they chat about committing a robbery in the diner. Honey Bunny teases his fellow Pumpkin for not being willing to commit armed robberies anymore, and Pumpkin explains that robbing the diner would be a better choice than robbing stores or banks. Finally, she agrees, and then the two leap to their feet and draw their weapons before the opening credits roll. On the other side, Jules Winnfield and Vincent Vega are in a car, and they talk about their trip around the countries in Europe, including the Royale with cheese of a French version of McDonald's and the bars in Amsterdam. They both are in dress suits, and as they exit, they go to the car trunk to retrieve their guns. They then enter an apartment complex, and Vince begins about Marsellus Wallace, their boss, who throws a man off a fourth-floor balcony for giving his wife a foot massage. After exiting the elevator, they both enter an apartment of a man named Brett, with him and his friends being inside. Brett and his friend are eating big Kahuna burgers. Jules makes bonding with Brett and drew the conversation of payment for Marsellus. Vince finds a suitcase which is belonging to Marsellus with a prized possession inside which is unseen throughout the film, and Jules transfixes on Brett, officially shooting Flock of Seagulls and shooting Brett in the shoulder. Jules then quotes Ezekiel 25 verse 17, a Bible speech, before they execute Brett. At a bar, Marsellus Wallace pays boxer Butch Coolidge to throw his next fight. Jules and Vincent also arrive there, though it is only a few hours after their visit to the valley. The two hitmen are now sporting gym clothes in place of the suits they wore earlier in the day. While Jules heads to the men's room and Vincent goes to the bar and encounters Butch, the men take an instant disliking to each other. Vincent insults Butch, but before Butch can react, Marsellus calls Vincent over and hugs him. Marsellus is leaving town that evening, and Vincent is supposed to take Marsellus' wife, Maya, out for dinner to keep her entertained. Rumors abound that Marsellus gravely wounded an associate, Antoine, who he believed had been improperly friendly with Maya, so Vincent is nervous about his dinner with Maya. So before picking Maya up, he visits one of the drug dealers, Lance, and buys some high-quality heroin. Properly sedated, he escorts the cocaine-addicted, chain-smoking Maya to Jack Rabbit Slim's, a West Hollywood 1950s-themed restaurant. After some small gossip about European travel, Maya's failed acting career, foot massage, and some rumors about Antoine, Maya enters herself and Vincent in a dance contest. They both dance the twist and win a trophy. After dinner, they return to the Wallace's home. Vincent goes to the bathroom to talk to himself. Meanwhile, Maya discovers the heroin in his coat pocket, and she assumes it is cocaine, so she snorts some. She immediately passes out and begins to foam at the mouth. Vincent got panicked, and he takes the dying Maya to Lancey's, where they plan about what to do with her. Following Lancey's advice, Vincent is able to revive her with a shot of adrenaline administered straight to the heart. After that, Vincent takes Maya home, and they decide not to tell Marsellus what happened, since both of them would get in trouble for it. The following night before his fight, Butch dreams of an incident from his childhood. Back at his Tennessee home in 1973, Captain Coons visited Butch to bring him a gold watch. The watch had belonged to Butchie's great-grandfather, who took it to World War I with him. Butchie's grandfather had taken it to World War II, and Butchie's father to Vietnam. Butchie's father died as a POW but gave the watch to Coons to return to Butch. Coons says that he and Butchie's father had to hide the watch in their rectums to keep it away from their captors. Butch reaches up with his hand and takes the watch from Coons. Butch wakes from the dream. He decides to fight, and he kills his opponent. He took Marsellus' money and bet it on himself. His winnings will amount to a small fortune. Butch makes small talk with Esmeralda, the driver of the cab he is in, who reveals that she knows he's the boxer who killed his opponent. She seems fascinated with the topic of death. Esmeralda drives Butch to the Sea Motel, where he and his French girlfriend, Fabienne, are staying, having abandoned their apartment. In the morning, they will travel to Butchie's hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee, claim their winnings, and leave the country. While packing the next morning, however, Fabienne reveals that she forgot the gold watch, the belonging Butch cherishes above all others. After a savage outburst in which he wrecks the motel room's television, Butch takes Fabienne's car to get the watch, parking a few blocks away and walking through a vacant lot to his apartment building as a precaution. He enters without incident and finds his wristwatch in the bedroom. He realizes he's not alone in the apartment when he notices a submachine gun in the kitchen. Catching Vincent off guard as he emerges from the bathroom, Butch kills him with the gun he found. He leaves his apartment after wiping the gun down with a tissue to remove his fingerprints. Leaving the apartment with his watch, Butch encounters Marsellus crossing the street. He tries to run Marsellus over with his car, but only wounds him and is hit by another car himself. Both are injured, and Marsellus chases Butch into a pawn shop, There, the owner, Maynard, overpowers them. Marsellus and Butch wake up in the basement of the pawn shop, bound and gagged. Maynard has called his cousin Zed, who works as a security guard. Maynard and Zed are apparently a pair of redneck serial killers who kill passersby who happen into their store, while the Gimp, a huge man-child dressed head to toe in black leather fetish gear, watches Butch, Maynard, and Zed take Marsellus into the next room and begin to rape him. Butch manages to break the ropes and Cher holding him and knocks out the Gimp. Ready to leave the pawn shop and Marsellus to his fate, Butch has an attack of conscience and procures a samurai sword and rescues Marsellus. In the process, Maynard is killed and Zed emasculated by a shotgun blast fired by Marsellus. Marsellus stays behind to oversee the torture execution of Zed at medieval on your ass, he tells him, but promises that as long as Butch never mentions what happened and never returns to Los Angeles, Marsellus will forget that Butch betrayed him in the boxing ring. Butch agrees. In the final scene, Butch and Fabienne leave town on Grace, Zed's chopper-style motorcycle. 3 days earlier, flashing back in time to just after Vincent and Jules finished killing Brett for stealing Marsellus' prized possession, a gang member they had not known about bursts out of the bathroom where he had apparently been when Jules and Vincent entered and empties a large pistol point blank at them. However, all of the bullets miss Vincent and Jules, hitting the wall behind them, so they return fire and kill the gang member. Jules is certain what occurred was divine intervention, but Vincent dismisses the idea. They leave with Marvin, Marsellus' inside man in the gang. In the car, Jules continues his insistence that what happened in the apartment was a miracle and that he's retiring from Marsellus' gang. Vincent leans over the front seat, asking Marvin if he believes in miracles, but accidentally shoots him in the head and kills him. The inside of the car is now covered in blood and brain matter. Jules, furious at Vincent's klutziness, drives to the house of his only friend in the valley, a former colleague named Jimmy. Jimmy lets them hide the car in his garage, but angrily tells them that they have to get rid of the body within an hour before his wife Bonnie comes home from her night shift at a hospital. Jules calls Marsellus at his home to explain their predicament. Marsellus then calls Winston Wolfe, a suave and professional cleaner who solves problems. Wolfe arrives at Jimmy's house and tells Vincent and Jules how to clean up the car and themselves. They have to strip out of their business suits, be sprayed down with a garden hose, and wear Jimmy's spare t-shirts and shorts, which explains their attire at the strip club, then helps them dispose of the car and body at a junkyard belonging to a discreet friend named Monster Joe, whose daughter is Mr. Wolfe's girlfriend. With the whole situation resolved, Jules and Vincent decide to have breakfast at the Hawthorne Grill, where they continue their discussion about miracles. Jules reveals his plan to leave his criminal life and travel the globe as a mendicant, helping those suffering under tyranny. Vincent, upset that his friend and partner is leaving the life, mocks him, then goes to the bathroom. Just then, Honey Bunny and Pumpkin from the prologue begin the robbery of the diner. They furiously collect the cash from the register and the patrons' wallets. Jules gives Pumpkin his wallet. When Pumpkin tries to take Marsellus' briefcase, Jules pulls his gun and disarms Pumpkin. While Vincent holds Honey Bunny at bay, Jules explains to Pumpkin how, even earlier that morning, he would have killed Pumpkin and Honey Bunny without a second thought. He recites his Ursed's version of Ezekiel 25 verse 17 again. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who with the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you. Jules explains that while he previously thought it was cool to make such a cold-blooded passage the last thing his victims heard, he now realizes that the tyranny of evil men, part of the passage, refers to him, and he intends to become a better person. He and Vincent allow Honey Bunny and Pumpkin to leave with all the money but not the briefcase. They leave the diner themselves and head to Marsellus Strip Club. We hope you enjoyed our today's video. If you did like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with the latest and interesting videos.